We're back at historic Simmons Field. Kenosha up 1-0 after 2.5 frames past. Wolf, Triple, and Lockery, 9-1 and 2, due up for the Fish in baby blue today. General Manager Ryne Goralski alongside of me to my right, taking a seat, and I don't blame you. I can't.
All right.
I can't sit.
You
during
didn't have
this
to
stuff,
mention that.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
You know what, Corey?
Stands right back
You're
up.
such a great leader. Got me
Oh.
right back up. Well, I can't see the game.
I can't blame. Well, that's a good point too.
Do you ever howl on the air?
I've thought about it. You know, when Matt Wolf comes up, he hit a triple yesterday and belted 3 in. I should have howled then.
Oh, that would have been a good call.
Oh yeah. I'd say fun season overall, though, right? I know, the record doesn't reflect it, but 3 walk-offs, that's pretty hard to do in 36 games. So
yeah,
the fans have had some things to cheer about.
Oh man, it's been a memorable season. These seasons go by so fast, so you got to stop and look around every once in a while and realize how much fun this is.
Absolutely. That one's skied to left center. DeMarco getting out of his range and making the play for out number 1. I know you mentioned, Ryan, during I think it was a stretch of 13 games and 16 or 15 days, whatever that was, that, it stinks now when you're working like 12, 13-hour days and you're grinding, but then today comes up and you miss it all.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it goes, man. I can tell you, I say it to you guys day one and I'll say it on the last day, but how fast this goes and how fastly 10 years went. I was an intern what felt like just a little bit ago, and yeah, there are long hours and we're doing stuff that's not exactly savory and fun, but we make it fun, and that's the beauty of it, and you'll miss it for sure. You become a family over the summer, and it's crazy how fast it goes, and then it's back to normal life. You guys go off to school or another job, and we go back into the off-season grind.
Well, you can feel the sense of community here. There's people who still show up who worked here, at 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they're coming back to games because they've got a staple here. They remember so much here, and they can't stay away from this place, right?
Yeah, that's the coolest part now about being 10 years old is we've become like a really big part of people's lives. Like, people are growing up now, and so if they came to the game when their son, when he was 8 years old, now he's 18. So that's like a trip in itself,
Cool.
You're like, wow. And even for me, my niece has gone from – I should do the quick math here. I think she's 6, so she was just a baby when I started here.
Right.
So it's really cool to see her now walk around, and my nephew works for us. He's 14, and he was just a little guy taking pictures with Elvis a couple years ago, and so it's a big deal for me, and that's not lost on me.
And then you've got, like you said, the St. Joe's crew kind of working here too. So it really just comes full circle. You've got all aspects of the community.
It's a culmination of my whole life.
Right?
It is. It's the best, and I love going out in the community, and I know Wes could probably speak to this, the guys that live in the community, but the amount of Kingfish hats you see in the community, it's so cool. It's like people love us, and when they hear you work for the Kingfish, they're usually very excited about it, and they have a story for you in some capacity.
They start asking about the season. When's your first game? How are we doing this year?
Well, around this time they ask, how many more games you got? And it's like, well, we're done. And so it's a brief summer, but we had a lot of fun this year. I hope you had fun. You kicked butt all summer.
Thank you, man.
Great job.
Got to give credit to Ryan, too. Like you mentioned, you were an intern back in 2014. You have an ops background. Ryan, 10 years later, is still out there dragging the field 2 hours before the game. So he does not shy away from work. No one here does.
Well, it's hard not to when you're when the owner is right next to you.
That's fair. Yeah.
Bill's pushing me to do that.
Bill's doing it, too, right?
Exactly. And that's been instilled with me for day one, is Connor and Vern were the same way. So that's the fun about this job is you're going to be working alongside everybody else doing the same things, whether it's taking out trash or doing dishes like you've done. And, yeah, they're not glamorous, but that's how it's made around here.
Absolutely. And, no one's too big. I mean, where else are you going to see the general manager and the owner out, doing the tough stuff, not sitting in an office the whole day?
Amen.
So, Ryan, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for coming up here.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.